take up item 7.5, consideration of the following advisory board appointments. Animal Control Advisory Board, Emergency Medical Care Committee, Fish and Wildlife Advisory Committee, Hartley Cemetery District, Lake County Resource Conservation District, Library Advisory Board, Lower Lake Cemetery District, Maternal, Child, and Adolescent Health Advisory Board, Scotts Valley Community Advisory Council, Spring Valley CSA Number 2 Advisory Board, and West Region Town Hall, Worth. And so,
You may wish just to go down the line based on the
yes, I'll go ahead and let me pull this real quick. And then we
If I wanted to table the ones in my district till I got more information on them, is that appropriate? Or?
I think, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it shouldn't be an issue when it comes to that, unless it's gonna, you know, like, but one thing you have to consider is if it's going to, like, if there's no quorum for the committees that meet, I'm just.
Okay, and I just don't know enough about
Okay.
them yet.
Okay, no problem. But that's your prerogative and that's your discretion.
Thank you.
Chair, we can bring this back next Tuesday for Supervisor Owen if she wishes,
Yeah,
Please.
I think
Thank you.
that,
as far as her items.
Yes.
right. Okay. And so did you have a comment to?
No, just to be clear, right now, we're just talking about tabling any District 1 committees, is that correct?
Yes, she.
Appointments.
Or appointments, but we're going to move on with,
Yes.
okay.
So so we'll go through, the first one I have is animal control. There's 7 vacancies and there's, it says 7 vacancies, right? And there's 2 on here, and so I know that there's one from District 4 and one from District 3. So if you're willing to move on with that, I'm willing.
I'm very familiar with the District 4 candidate, and I support her in being assigned or appointed to that committee.
So I'll go ahead and open it up for public so that we can, if there's anyone that wants to comment on the Animal Control Advisory Board, please come up and if not, then we'll look on Zoom. No one on Zoom, so bring back to the board for action, and if someone can make, well, if you're going to make the motion, Supervisor Rasmussen.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to that.
Just
report.
add my,
I'm sorry.
the one from District 3 if you can for me.
What was the item number again?
It's Janice Hornby would be your district.
And
Janice Hornby for District.
you want me to add yours?
Yeah, Lynn Carey Rana for District 3.
I'll make a motion to appoint Janice Hornby for District 4 position for animal control. And additionally, motion, what was the name again?
Lynn Carey Rana.
Lynn Carey Rana for District 3 appointment
Thank you.
For animal control?
for animal control.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Emergency Medical Care Committees, and there are 6 vacancies. We have Ashley Giangrosso, incumbent, KT Nully, new applicant for ambulance alternate, and Janelle Rivera, new applicant for Adventist Clear Lake alternate. Any comments or any concerns on this, or any?
Those are all good members that are active or part of the active agencies on the EMCC.
All right. Any other comments from the board? And then I'll open it up for the public. All right. Bring it back to the board for action.
Move to approve Ashley Giangrosso, KT McNully, and Janelle Rivera to the Emergency Medical Care Committee as specified in their positions they'll be taken on in our memo.
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Looks like we have next is the Fish and Wildlife Advisory Committee. We have, is there any, for Fish and Wildlife, you mentioned something about one of these positions.
Justin Radcliffe
Hmm.
can come back. We can bring him back. He is filling out his application as we speak, and we can bring him back next.
So that would be for my district then?
Yes, it
and
is,
So we'll
sir.
bring that back next week.
Yes.
We do have an applicant, however, I know that Justin had he's the incumbent and had filled this out. So so with that, we'll do District 4, District 5, and the conservation position. Is there any comments from the board on this one? Anyone from the public? Anyone on Zoom? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and bring it back to the board for action.
So I'll make a motion to appoint Richard Hinchcliffe for the District 4 Fish and Wildlife Advisory Committee.
Oh,
Sec-
one second, you wanted to wait on to the District 5.
No, I'm District
Oh,
1.
I'm-
Jessica's district.
I got mine.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're doing these one at a time?
You can do all three of them.
Yeah, you
So-
can do all three.
I will continue and make a motion that we appoint Stephen Mayfield from District 5 for the Fish and Wildlife Advisory Committee, and additionally that we appoint Peggy O'Day for the Conservation slot on the Fish and Wildlife Committee.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the Hartley Cemetery District, and we have 2 vacancies with Nancy Hudson, who is an incumbent, and Denise Ragan, new applicant. And I think Hartley is in your district, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm in support of both of these candidates. Do we have any public comment?
I'll open it to public and see if there's anyone that has any comments. And seeing none, is there any on Zoom? I don't see any on Zoom, so we'll bring it back to the board for action.
So I'll make a motion that we appoint Nancy Hudson and Denise Reagan to the Hartley Cemetery District positions.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And motion carries 500. Next, we have the Lake County Resource Conservation District, 4 vacancies, and we have 4 applicants. Mary Daly, Randall Craig, District 3, Mary Daly's District 1. Oh, so you wanted to wait on the District 1, so
Yeah.
so we'll just do Randall Craig from District 3 and Shula Shoop from District 2. And we'll continue the other 2 for next week. Any comments or statements on these? None? And anyone from the public? All right, seeing none from the public on Zoom or in the chambers, we'll go ahead and bring it back, and if someone can make this motion for me, I'd appreciate it.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve Randall Craig for District 3 and Shula Shoop for District 2 for the Lake County Resource Conservation District.
Second? Sorry.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries 500. Next is the Lower Lake,
Library.
Library, I don't know, I went down too fast. Library Advisory Board, that's what I get for making fun of you last time, Bruno. Library Advisory
Missed the
Board.
pet of the week so many times.
We have 5 vacancies, Janet Melton, Carl Porter, District 4, and Janet Melton's District 5, and then Robert Taylor from District 2, and we'll continue with the other applicant from District 1 until next week. Any comments or concerns, questions?
Mr. Chair, I would like to continue for District 2, and I will be seeking other applicants for the position.
All right, so it looks like we're doing 4 and 5.
I'm
Is
good
there
with
any-
5.
All right, so we'll go ahead.
I'm good with 4.
You're good with 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and open it up to the public. Anybody with a comment on this one for the Library Advisory Board? Not seeing anyone, so we'll bring it back to the board for action for District 4 and 5.
Mr. Chair, I move that we appoint Janet Melton for the Library Advisory Board District 5 and Carl Porter, Library Advisory Board District 4.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry, aye. Aye.
You're-
Not opposed,
in
but
favor. All right.
I heard a weird whizzing sound.
It's
and
in the
it-
back.
Actually.
So I have, any opposed? Any opposed? If there's none opposed, we have a 500. That motion passes. Next,
Apologize.
now it's the Lower Lake Cemetery District. We have 1 vacancy, and we have Christine Flora from District 2. Supervisor Sabatier, you're good with that, or?
Good.
All right. Any comments from the public? I'll open it up for public input. Not seeing anyone, we'll bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve Christine Flora to the Lower Lake Cemetery District under the membership of District 2.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Sorry about that, I move quick sometimes. And so the next one is Maternal, Child, and Adolescent Health Advisory Board. 9 vacancies, and we have 3. Soledad Aguayo, Samantha Bond, and Nicole Carreri. Any comments or concerns on this one? All right, open it up for the public. Anybody in the public wish to comment on this? Not seeing any, I'll bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve Soledad Aguayo, Samantha Bond, and Nicole Carreri to the Maternal, Child, and Adolescent Health Advisory Board.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries 500. Next, we have the Scotts Valley Community Advisory Council, 3 vacancies, and we have 3 incumbents that reapplied: Jody Altick, Jared Hendricks, and Cornelia Sieber Davis.
And Scotts Valley is in my district, District 4, and I'm in support of all 3 of these candidates for reappointment.
All right. Hearing that, we'll open it up to the public and see if there's anyone that wishes to comment. All right, not seeing or hearing any, I'll bring it back to the board for action.
And with that, I will make a motion that the board appoint Jody Alec, Jared Hendricks, and Cornelia Cyber Davis to the Scotts Valley Municipal Advisory Council.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 500. Spring Valley CSA number 2 Advisory Board. We have 7 vacancies. Well, I do know we have 4 applications. And so we have James McDowell, Helen Mitchum, Edward Smith, and Cindy Stores. They've all been serving. I have no issues with them being reappointed. And so there's no comments from the board. I'll open it up to the public if there's any comments. All right, hearing and seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for action if someone can make this motion for me.
Mr. Chair, I move that we appoint James McDowell, Helen Mitchum, Edward Smith, and Cindy Stores to CSA 2.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries 500. And let's see, now we have Western Region Town Hall, 4 vacancies, and we have 4 incumbents that reapplied: Thomas Aceves, Linda Alexander, Lisa Benavides, and Claudine Pedroncelli. I support all 4 of the reappointments, and if there's no comments from the board, I'll open it up to the public if there's anyone here that would like to speak. I see some of them in the audience. All right. I'll bring it back to the board for action. If someone can make this motion for me, I'd appreciate it.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve or appoint Thomas Aceves, Linda Alexander, Lisa Benavides, and Claudine
Pedroncelli.
Pedroncelli to the Worth Board.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. That gets us through all of the, well, majority of these. We'll bring back the others for next week, which would be some that were in District 1 and then Fish and Wildlife as well, right?
Yes.
There should be some others coming in from my district too.
Okay. All right, with that, we will close this item and